Drag queens are not a threat to society. Trans people are not a threat to society. We are a part of society.
Drag queens are facing more and more discrimination as politicians in at least 14 states move forward with anti-drag bills. In Tennessee, Republican Governor Bill Lee signed legislation making the state one of the first to restrict drag performances in public or anywhere a minor could see them. It also imposes criminal penalties on performers.
I could go to jail for 15 years for appearing outside in drag.
Slade Kyle, better known as the Bluff City Bombshell Miss Bella DuBalle, has been a vocal opponent of Tennessee's anti-drag laws.
This broadly worded and vague languaged bill would seek to categorize drag performers as adult cabaret artists. The word drag doesn't actually appear in the bill. It is worded to include male and female impersonators whose performances appeal to a prurient interest. Now, here in Tennessee, prurient is defined as a shameful or morbid interest in sex. And if you know anything about drag, that's not what we do. This bill or law now, if it were misused or enforced as they would like it to be, some of the effects that it would have would include no drag performances in public. So that would mean that we could not have drag performers at pride festivals or other places that they have always been. It would include things like going to the local library to lead drag queen story time because there are children present. It would mean that I, as a minister, when I'm asked to marry couples in drag in a public place, if that's in view of children, my freedom of religion might be infringed upon by this. The only reason to introduce these kinds of legislations are to have a chilling effect on constitutionally protected free speech. It's to send a message to queer Tennesseans that we don't want you here. And if you stay here, we're going to attempt to take your rights away. It's a disconcerting message to continually hear pipe down from your government. That really shows how little they understand the law. It disconcerts me that we have elected officials that are passing legislation that they don't understand. I've been doing drag for 10 years, and I can't concisely define what the art of drag is. Most of these officials have never been to a drag show. Most of them have never talked to a drag entertainer. They've never sat down and had a conversation with a trans person. So they're legislating things they don't understand. So to those people, I would offer the olive branch that says, if you want to have a conversation about this, let's talk about it. Because drag queens are not a threat to society. Trans people are not a threat to society. We are a part of society. This narrative that they keep pushing is that we're trying to protect children. Where is any evidence that a child's ever been harmed by a drag queen? And if you want to talk about me personally, I always like to say that if I have to hang up drag, I'm going to have to go back to my previous full-time job, teaching. So I'm a minister. I've been around kids my whole life. I'm a teacher. I've been around kids my whole life. I have young kids in my family. The insinuation that something about my very being is nefarious or dangerous or obscene is deeply offensive because it's untrue.
While the future of drag is uncertain, the new legal hurdles have reinvigorated the queer community's fight for equality.
At first, I think when these laws were signed, we came together out of fear and trepidation, not understanding what was about to happen. But we have become very emboldened to continue moving forward. There's still a lot of trepidation on behalf of performers and entertainers on if the law will be enforced and how it will be enforced. So for us, I think it's a time to continue moving forward, to continue to rise. These sorts of legislations are an attempt to quiet us, and our response needs to be to get louder, to be bolder. This is the time to show up. Don't let it make you afraid. Go to every drag show you can go to, every pride festival, every parade. And most importantly, you have to use your voice to vote. We move forward now with a great amount of courage. And I think there are a whole lot of the communities in Tennessee that are looking at us as leaders of this force of rebellion.